CIA Director Bill Burns once called the technology rivalry between the US and China the main arena for competition. And indeed, this is not just a trade war. It is a battle for the future. The stakes include AI, semiconductors, quantum computing, biotech, and beyond. But the answer to who will win is not simple. We are hurtling toward a bipolar tech world, where each side dominates in specific choke points, and the ultimate cost may be borne by the global economy. On the chip front, the United States still holds critical advantages in design, intellectual property, and equipment control. Companies like NVIDIA, AMD, ARM, and tooling giants such as ASML and Applied Materials remain cornerstones of global chip innovation. Over the past decade, U.S. firms captured an estimated 54% of global electronics profits, while Chinese competitors earned only about 7%. The U.S. also responded to China's rise with industrial policy like the CHIPS and Science Act, which allocates tens of billions in subsidies for domestic manufacturing and R&D. Meanwhile, export controls block China's access to critical lithography, EUV tools, and advanced AI chips. China's response is bold. Beijing is pouring capital into domestic chip manufacturing, trying to localize more links of the semiconductor value chain. Shenzhen and Shanghai are becoming hubs for chip plants and equipment firms, and Chinese firms now make up over half of the world's integrated circuits trade, largely as consumers of chips. Huawei has become a test case. Under sanctions, it has pushed alternative architectures, stacking many less powerful domestic chips in parallel rather than chasing one flagship design. That is expensive and complex, but it buys resilience. The hidden wildcard in all this is Taiwan, in particular TSMC. Taiwan's integrated circuit exports make up over 38% of its total export volume. Disrupting it would ripple through every supply chain. So in semiconductors, the US holds the choke points of design and tool access, while China fights to build scale and autonomy. In artificial intelligence, the US once seemed unassailable. In 2024, US private AI investment hit $109.1 billion, nearly 12 times China's investment of $9.3 billion. American institutions produced dozens of frontier models, ChatGPT and successors, setting the tone for the future. But this difference, frontier innovation versus scale and data access, will define much of the AI war. The US pushes algorithm breakthroughs while China deploys broadly, optimizing models for efficiency on more modest hardware. Recent studies show China's AI models lag US ones by about 3 to 6 months on benchmark performance, though in certain narrower domains, China already matches or surpasses US performance. In response, China is combining state and market, building a full-stack AI industrial policy, from chips to compute to applications. Still, limited access to the most advanced chips due to export controls constrains China's compute ceiling. Beyond chips and AI, critical domains like quantum, green energy, robotics, and advanced manufacturing may tilt the advantage. In quantum, China has made early breakthroughs, especially in communications, quantum key distribution, satellite links. The US retains strength in hardware, superconducting, ion traps, and error correction research, but the race is tight. In batteries and clean energy, China already dominates many upstream steps in the lithium and battery chain. Chinese firms control much of the battery materials and cell manufacturing globally. In robotics, China leads in many industrial automation deployments. A strategic analysis found China leads in 57 out of 64 critical technology categories, including robotics, advanced materials, and high-spec machining. These edges may not be headline-grabbing, but they are the sinews that support and accelerate leadership in computing, AI, and infrastructure. Consider Huawei. U.S. sanctions beginning around 2019 crippled its access to U.S. chips and Android services. The intended effect was to block China from rising. Instead, Huawei doubled down, spent billions on design, software, Harmony OS, and domestic semiconductor alliances. That resilience shows both the power of choke point strategies and how they can backfire by accelerating self-reliance. Then there is supply chain decoupling. From 2017 to mid-2024, China's share in U.S. electronic imports fell from approximately 59% to approximately 36%. That lost share, worth over $150 billion, has flowed to Vietnam, Taiwan, and Mexico. In contrast to narrative predictions, many companies now see China as one piece of a diversified mix, not the default hub.
The real winner will not be a single power entirely sweeping aside the other. Instead, the world is heading toward a bipolar tech order. The US will likely remain dominant in frontier innovation, generative AI, chip design, state-of-the-art equipment. But China will excel in scale, integration, and developing robust alternatives where Western tools are blocked. America's strength is in inventing. China's strength is in deploying. Success for either side depends not only on home base, but on alliances, supply chains, trusted partners, standard-setting bodies, and resilience against sanctions or shocks. So who wins? Neither may claim total dominance. The side that can shape global standards, maintain secure supply chains, and marshal partnerships will hold the edge. In this conflict, technological leadership is no longer binary. It is layered, modular, and deeply interconnected.